Hey, my name is Igor Kayfetz, and the presentation you're about to see will show you how I made over $100,000 promoting someone else's product to my modest list of 13,000 people. You're gonna see how I've been making $14 EPCs with my list, how I've been living life on my own terms, and how I've been in full control of my financial destiny using something called email marketing. Now, if you've heard of email marketing before, you obviously know it works, but you may have not been told the truth exactly how. During this presentation, I'm gonna walk you through the ins and outs of my six-figure promotion. I'm gonna show you how I do it on demand. In fact, if you were to drop me in the middle of nowhere with nothing but my laptop and my list, I'd be richer by a few $1,000s the next day. And this is a skill I would like to transfer to you with this presentation. So make sure you grab a pen and a pad, take notes, because it's gonna blow you away.
This next presentation is going to rock your world. This next presentation, you're gonna see me in the back taking copious notes because I happen to know this next presenter at a very deep level. I get to know more than what most people know him as. Most people know him as the premier expert of solo ads. Who has ever run solo ads to generate traffic? Yes. And in that space, there are people that are really good at it, and there are people that are not really good at it. He is one of the absolute best in that particular way to generate traffic, to generate and create leads. However, that's not where it ends. That's where it begins. He runs a very successful solo ad business. However, many people don't know that he has clients paying and investing in him large sums of money. Right before the break, I mentioned one of the problems he came to me with was, Tom, I got this guy who wants to give me $250,000. Who'd like that problem? No one wants $250,000? Who would like that problem? Yes, $250,000 is a pretty good problem to have to say, geez, should I take it, should I not? Well, the good news is he's still contemplating how and what that could turn into, but the even better news is he's in a position where it's not drop everything and say yes and go do that. He's in a position where he can discern, does this make sense for me? Does this make sense for this particular individual? And that's what you're going to find, someone who has the strategies that people are willing to invest large sums. Now, 250 is that one person. He's had many people invest $50,000 with him that have had tremendous ROI, that have produced life-changing results from that initial investment. Now, what he's going to share with you is going to rock your world and show how he has been a top affiliate to many of some of the highest converting promotions that you may or may not have heard of, but he's going to get into some details of how you can learn from his strategies to become a high-paid affiliate at using the strategies that not everybody knows, but he implements at a very successful level. And versus me getting into all the other details, we have a brief video that's going to show what really drives him. And what that is are the testimonials of clients that really puts him out there in a manner that satisfies him by seeing more testimonials come in. So if we could play the testimonials.
And we came across Igor some time ago. We learned more in 90 minutes than we did in 9 months.
I make pretty much all of my income online, all thanks to Igor. My business is growing by the day.
Now I easily make at a minimum $100 a day.
Igor's helped to give me like over 200 subscribers in one day. And that wasn't like one lucky fluke.
After just a couple of months of your mentoring, I have added an additional income stream of over $3,000 per month.
Igor helped me do that. I must say that he's a man of great integrity. He's helped me a great deal.
We have generated close to $7,000 in sales. It's amazing, and it's all thanks to you.
I've been getting over a 50% opt-in rate, and as of just a couple minutes ago when I checked, I think 62 sales.
Igor has the best solo ad services.
If you're looking to work with Igor Kayfetz, look at my experience. He knows how to handle a person like me, and I'm absolutely confident he knows how to handle you as well. He's a very experienced coach. He knows the industry from inside and out.
I am now one of those people that has become successful online, and I have to say a big thumbs up to Igor for that.
Who's thinking about developing a quality targeted list, I recommend you get in touch with Igor.
Today I've already made over $200,000 from the coaching that Igor told me about.
Maybe you just want to get online and you just want to find out the truth about how to really make some money, about how to really make it happen. There is no better guy to talk to than Igor.
He changed my life, and there's no looking back. I was all the way down, I was at the bottom, I didn't know where to go, I had my back against the wall, and out of nowhere, like a bat out of hell, Igor Kayfetz showed up and took me by the hand and just walked me towards the light.
Honestly, I can say that Before Igor, I had a number of coaches, and it wasn't until I hooked up with Igor that I consistently started to see money online.
It's kind of like your best shot at making money if you've never made it before online, and you're trying to, if you want the full-time income, internet lifestyle and that dream, you know, Igor is one of your best shots.
And he has, delivered amazing value, and he's made the people that have watched the webinar, feel that they have gained enough information to help them with their business. And for that, I'm very thankful. So, thank you very much, Igor.
After I met you and discovered your amazing coaching, I started making $3,000 and it took me about 3 months.
And reliable way to, start doing that, I would highly recommend you to find Igor, talk to him, and let him change your life.
So I know for sure, just looking at my business plan, that in a few more months I will double this income with this reliable and, more importantly, very predictable source of income online. Of course, I wouldn't have been able to do this without your one-on-one mentoring.
Implementing every single his technique and doing the things that he told me, I was able to quickly ramp up my income to $10,000, $20,000, and at the moment I'm making over $40,000 every single month.
He knows his stuff, and more importantly, he cares about his clients.
Honestly, I didn't have a real business until I came across to Igor Kifitz browsing the internet.
Igor is an expert on what he is doing, and the amount of commitment and dedication that he offers his students.
Then in 3 months I was making like $4,000, then in 6 months like 8.
For Igor's VIP coaching program, because I just had my first call with him and I was very pleasantly surprised at how awesome this call was.
Getting coaching from Igor was one of the greatest decisions I've ever made in my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Igor Kefis!
Awesome. So first off, a round of applause for Omar and Melinda for putting together a kick-ass event. And this is the second time I'm speaking in front of a big crowd like this about something that I'm really passionate about, and that is living life on your own terms, living the email super affiliate lifestyle, if you will, where you can make 6 figures, you can work from anywhere in the world, and you are the only person in your life who calls the shots. Okay? Not some boss, not the alarm clock, you. So if you ever wondered what it would feel like to make maybe $1,000, maybe $3,000, maybe $5,000 per month, sending out a couple of emails, right? Anyone wonder that? Show of hands. Anyone? In fact, let me ask you to stand up. All of you, stand up right now. All right. Everyone stand up. Everyone. All right. Yes, even you. Yes, go ahead and stand up. All right. Stay standing if you have an email list. Doesn't matter how big it is or how small it is. Stay standing if you have a list. All right. All right, that's most of the room. Well, give yourselves a round of applause because you're way ahead of the game. Way ahead of the game. You may see. Thank you. So, if you ever wondered what it would feel like to make more in 7 days than most people make in a year. I mean, show of hands, who thinks that's actually possible? To make more in 7 days than most people you know in your life right now make in a year, working a full-time day job, having studied really hard in college or something like that. I really didn't think it was possible. Maybe for someone, not for me. Definitely not for me. And what about making 6 figures working just 10 hours a week? How about that? Show of hands who wants that. Show of hands who believes that. Keep it up, way up, if you believe that's possible and if you want this. All right, thank you. So, would you like to know how I make $25 per subscriber per month on my list? All right. Show of hands. Who would like to email their way to 6 figures? Show of hands, say yes. Yes. All right. And who would like to know how I became Michael Chaney's #1 affiliate and I'm like the last person he expected to be? Yes. So I'm about to show you the exact system that I used to pull $202,000 in change in the JVZoo affiliate marketing. Can you believe that? I mean, how many of you thought I'm even doing JVZoo affiliate marketing until this very point right now? Raise your hand. Anyone? How many of you thought I'm going to be on this stage today selling you traffic? Seriously? All right. Well, I'm not. I'm going to disappoint you. I'm going to sell you something. That's where I'm not going to disappoint you, but it's not going to be traffic. I'm going to show you how you can easily net $10,000 per email campaign promoting other people's products. Products you don't even have to create yourself, products you don't have to deliver on. Someone else's products, someone else's headaches, okay, someone else's value, but you get paid 10 grand. How many of you would like that? Say yes. Yes. All right. And I'm going to show you, if you actually implement what I'm going to show you today, you're going to have JVZoo's top vendors hitting you up like you're the prettiest girl at the ball asking you out. Wow. Okay, who would like that? That's a big promise. All right, and I'm going to deliver on that big promise. So, my promise to you, you'll have, by the time I'm done here, you have the 5-step system, the same one that I use to bank huge affiliate commissions. It's a 5-step system. It's truly 5 things you need to do to be a full-time 6-figure, multiple 6-figure email super affiliate. Okay? Now, who is email super affiliate? Who is that person? By definition, it's an individual who's making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year with marketing affiliate products to their email list. And most importantly, this individual is in full control of their income and therefore their destiny, and they make money from anywhere in the world. I'm going to be sharing a little bit as I go on, but right now, if you know me, I'm based out of Israel. I was based out of Israel until 4 months ago. Most recently, I moved my family to Toronto. I gave my family a whole new life. I gave my daughter a bright new future in a country where she actually has a future, doesn't go to war with everyone around it every other day, and a country that nourishes, okay, families and the well-being of its citizens, only because I was able to afford to do that. None of the people that went to school with me were able to afford that. The ones who were able to pull this off, they had to sign a contract and become slaves to some giant company for a minimum wage, and they got stuck somewhere down in, where it's minus 60 Celsius, where you really can't live, it's just impossible, and they went back home. I, on the other hand, was able to move right into the heart of Canada, to Toronto, into a really good neighborhood, put my daughter into a private school, and I didn't even feel it. As I was doing it, I took a month and a half of work, and my income didn't drop. How many of you would like to know how it's done? Say yes. So, why email super affiliate? Right? Because there's so many fads out there, so many methods. There's the, Facebook and Instagram, and I don't know if blogging is still hot. There's a bunch of different things you can be doing. Well, first off, because it's more money. And more money equals more freedom. I don't know about you. Actually, let me ask you, who is doing this? Who is this room just for the money? Raise your hand. Who's here because they would like to give their family a much better life and they would like to have more freedom in their life? Raise your hand. Okay. Well, that's exactly why I got into this business too. The other reason is because it's unlimited income streams on autopilot. And what I mean is that when you have a list and you know the 5-step system I'm going to share with you, you will be able to quite literally put these promotions on autopilot after you make them work, just like I did. The promo I ran for Michael Chaney is currently in my follow-up sequence, and it keeps making me sales and paying me out $1,000 commissions every single day. I don't have to market it. I don't have to write more emails. I literally just put the people through the pipeline, and my email autoresponder is doing the rest. Who would like that? Say yes. Yes. I need to know you're with me. We've had a long day. had lots of content, lots of really good content. I know it's hard, but bear with me because this is worth it. The other thing I love about email is on-demand sales. Like, if you ever got stuck in a situation where you either wanted a new toy, maybe you needed to put some money towards bills, email can really do that for you. I remember one time I got pulled over by a cop. I was speeding, okay? I was going 140 kilometers an hour in the zone where there was 110, which meant I got a $672 fine if I transferred from the Israeli currency. And you know what? I paid it off before the end of that day. I just went home. I literally wrote a reason why email to my list. And I said, I get pulled over by a cop. I got fined. Okay, I need this money. I'm going to do this. This is where you pay. First two people only. Bam. Someone else paid my fine. Okay? Someone else is paying for my stuff. How many of you would like for other people to pay for your lifestyle and your mistakes? All right. Now, the other reason why email and why you've probably heard me talk about why I don't do social media much anymore is because email subscribers are investors. It has been tested over and over again. You can Google it right now. You can whip out your cell phones and Google this. Email outperforms dollar to dollar almost every other media besides direct search, paid search, and direct hits to your website from people who already know who you are. Email outperforms, I'm not kidding, okay? I've done multiple episodes on my podcast, you can look it up. Email outperforms Facebook in customer value on a point of sale by 20 times. 20 times. So you can put the exact same amount of effort and time into your business and build it around email and get 20x the results versus doing the same thing on social media and get 20 times less. Which one would you do? The answer is obvious, right? Because most of the work has already been done for you. Now, of course, it's not about email, it's about the affiliate side of it. You know, when you promote other people's products, it's so good, and especially if you do it through JVZoo, the payments are instant. Oh, cat reflexes. I'm the original Black Panther. So how many of you had to ever deal with merchant issues where you had your PayPal account shut down or had any sort of like payment collection issues? Anyone? Well, a few of you, okay. Well, I've dealt with those, trust me, I don't want to deal with it anymore. How many of you had the privilege of dealing with customer support issues? Anyone? A few more, okay. That is also done by the person who creates the product, you just get the commissions. How many of you have ever sold something and then you needed to take a long time to deliver it, or you had a really long tail, as we call it? Anyone? I've had the privilege, yes, Tom, you know. Right, so affiliate marketing is nothing of that. It's literally the most hassle-free way to make money because you get to walk away, this is ludicrous, but you get to walk away with half the money and no responsibility. I love that. I don't know about you, I freaking love that, okay? Because it's simple, it's teachable, and it's scalable. The three things I always look in a model. So the reason it needs to be simple is because I'm not the brightest, okay? I may look like I got a lot going on for me, and I'm sure that I do compared to a bunch of other people, but fact is, I don't have any degrees. I didn't go to any special schools, whatever. I wasn't born with a 147 IQ. Not me, okay? I prefer simple because I get simple done, right? The other thing, oh damn it, now I screwed it up. The other thing is that it's teachable. Now, the reason that is important is because most people you will ever work with will always doubt themselves. Always. How many of you doubt yourself having heard everything you've heard so far today? I mean, just for example, the initial presentation today about overcoming your limiting beliefs. I mean, I have at least 3 beliefs I know I need someone else to tell me I can overcome because I myself, I can overcome them. Anyone can relate to that? So it needs to be teachable And affiliate marketing and email marketing it is very, very simple. And it's also scalable. Now get this. Imagine you have a list of 1,000 people and you mail out a promo to this list and you make 5 sales, which means you got a conversion percentage of 0.05 or something, right? If my math is right? Can anyone confirm or deny that? Okay, never mind. So now imagine you have the exact same conversion percentage, but your list is 10,000 people. How many sales you make? Anyone? I honestly cannot do the math. Can anyone just do the math on that? 0.05% conversion on a 10,000 list. 50? You make 50 sales. What about the effort? Was the effort you took any different? No. You just emailed the list. Same email, same process, same time invested. Your results are 10x. That's list building. That's the beauty of a list. That's why everyone's telling you, build a list, build a list. That's the true leverage of it. So why now? Well, because cost of living is more expensive than ever. Can anyone relate to that? I see lots of people who are much older than me in the crowd. I mean, do you remember what gas prices were 20 years ago? What food used to cost? I mean, my parents complained about it all the time. And I remember what gas used to cost 10 years ago when I was just getting started. It's crazy. Every year, in case you haven't noticed, your cost of living is going up. And you can't keep up with the job anymore because your wage isn't going up accordingly to that, right? So every year, for as long as you exist on this earth and beyond, if you want to leave anything for your children, and I know how many of you have children, but for me, legacy is really important because I have a 5.5-year-old daughter. It's really important for me to leave this world with a legacy that protects her against the dangers of living a life without money, a life that I happen to have experienced. Thank you. Thank you. You're also running out of time. Every single day, literally, you are going to die someday, and you are running out of time. Or maybe you got your retirement coming up, however long that takes, right? And you're literally running out of time. And unless you have this sense of urgency deep down, you know, I find that it's really difficult to succeed in any endeavor. I've always had that. Even when I was only 17 years old, I felt an urgent need to succeed fast. Can anyone relate to that at all? And because it's the only way to build a legacy, as I mentioned. So why me, right? Why Igor? Well, for one, I've been making money with list building and email marketing full-time since December 2010. I've contributed, I don't want to say I changed, but I've contributed to over 100 lives changed. Because the people I worked with, they changed their own lives. I was just a contributing factor. I've personally earned over $10 million with email, and I'm only 29 years old, by the way. And thank you. And just as a side note, more so to brag, not to explain why me, I host an award-winning email marketing radio show where I got to host some of the biggest names in the personal development and marketing space, including but not limited to Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote The Rich Dad Poor Dad, who happens to be one of my heroes, the billionaire Jeff Hoffman, Marshall Silver, who was scheduled to speak today, and a bunch of other really interesting people who shared the microphone with me to help and educate our audience about how to live this lifestyle. Now, the other thing I'm really proud to call myself is a system specialist, because at this point in my life, I recognize the value of having a system about anything. Because if you can't teach this, or if you can't outsource this, it's usually not going to last long. So whatever I build now, whatever I do, whatever I get involved with, has to be systematic. So how many of you see the value of having a systematic way of earning money from home? Say yes. Yes. By the way, the ones who are not saying yes, why are you even here? Honestly, like if you're not here to make systematic, part-time income from home and live life on your own terms, you should just walk out. You're not going to find any value in this room. So I was originally born in Ukraine, and about age of 12, I moved to Israel with my family. It was more a necessity than a choice. My dad made a few bad decisions in business, and we had to leave because there was no more future. He owed a lot of money to a lot of bad people, and that was the right thing to do. So we arrived in Israel, and instead of taking the proper steps to get established, my parents decided, okay, let's skip the 6-month get those immigrants ready course, where we get to learn the language and kind of get established, and let's just go straight for work. Now, they didn't know the language, so they had to get minimum wage jobs at a factory. So it's actually was called Electronica. That was the factory name. It's been shut down a long time ago. And with 2 paychecks coming in, my parents felt really comfortable. We got a car. It was a Fiat Tempra, 92 Fiat Tempra. And we also had a cell phone. Can you believe that? Like for me, that was really impressive. A Motorola cell phone, just one. But we were living the high life until something happened that really dramatically changed the course of the rest of my life. My dad was at work. He felt a sharp pain in his chest. He went to see his doctor immediately. Doctor says, okay, you have to go to the hospital. They call up an ambulance, they rush him to the hospital about 40 minutes away in the big city, and they rush him into, I think what's called, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's called a bypass, where they pull out like a vein out of your leg and put it in your heart because this one doesn't work anymore. So my dad literally is not the same from that day forward, and we lost a source of income as well because he couldn't get a job, he couldn't get back to the job. In fact, it took him 8 months just to recover properly. Sometimes I had to put his pants on for him. Sometimes I had to, pour tea for him because he couldn't do it himself. And it was a hit for him. He was never the same man ever again. And that's the moment when I kind of grew up a little bit. I realized life is not going to be the same ever again. Mom was always worried about money from that point forward. And life kind of sucked. It sucked because I was literally the poorest kid in class. Growing up in Ukraine, we were doing all right until my dad made a few bad decisions, but I never really wanted for anything. I had everything I needed. I had the friends. I had clothes and toys and everything. In Israel, everything was different, and I was growing up at that point. I'm like 12 and a half, 13 years old, so my appetite is growing. I want to play computer games, video games, PlayStation, Xbox. Still to this day, love this stuff, and but I can't have it. I remember one time asking my mom to buy me a football, or, well, we call it soccer, right? So it was a soccer ball, you guys call it football. And she says, well, it's not a necessity, we can't afford it. So I started spending a lot of time at my friend's house, and I played video games in his place, and eventually, after doing it for like a couple of months, his mom kind of calls me into the kitchen, pours some tea, and starts gently interrogating me. And I think she was afraid she's gonna have to adopt me or something. Because, I was spending literally every day, all day long, I was at this guy's place. So, yeah, so life kind of sucked. And from that point forward, the desire to have money, maybe not even get rich, but to have money. Like, can anyone relate to that? Like, you ever said, okay, I don't want millions of dollars. Just give me enough to get by. Can anyone relate to that? Yeah, that was me. And at the age of 14, I go to Israel's most prestigious military academy. It's called the Israeli College for, it's hard to translate. Basically, it has to do with the Air Force. The Air Force takes you in for 6 years, and they get you ready to become a contributor to the safety of the nation. But also, my purpose with this school was that if I go and I be a straight-A student and I really do well, by the time I graduate and I go through my 2 or 3 years in the Army, I'll get snatched up by some military contractor and get a really good paycheck, a car, and a cell phone. That was a dream. That was my dream. That's how ambitious I was. I just wanted a stable job that paid really well, a cell phone and a car. My life would be set if I had that. So I studied really hard, and towards my last year, my senior year, I was doing a project. It was an F-16 fighter jet black box. It was pretty high-end stuff, and I was writing like the protocols for it. And as I was doing that, I spent about 6 to 12 hours each day at the military base called Hatzerim. On this base, I met the people that were living the life I was aspiring to live, the people who graduated, went through it, and got snatched out by the private contractors. And guess what? None of these losers were rich. None. Not a single one of them was rich. More than that, not a single one of them was happy. How many of you would like make $1 million a day but be miserable? See, none. Yeah, me neither. I would much rather make less but be happy. But this wasn't even a question of making less. They were literally not making enough to move out of their parents' bedrooms or basements, whatever. Like they were all living with their parents, and it's been years since they graduated high school and years since they've graduated the army. Now, something doesn't add up. And I chat with my friend about it on the weekend, and I say, man, I think this is wrong. I say, it doesn't seem right. And he says, well, you know, Kiyosaki wrote a book about it. I'm like, who's Kiyosaki and what's the book about? He says, well, he wrote this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and he says that the people who make the most money in the world are the least educated ones, and they drop out of high school. Okay, give me the book. I grab the book, I read the book, and my mind is blown. And you know, there's a great phrase, Marshall Silver says that a mind once expanded does not shrink back. That was like my mind just exploded. The book taught me 3 important lessons. First, you do not need to be born rich to get rich. You probably want to write this down, because the more you write down, the more action you take, right? You don't need to be born rich to get rich. It is a very important prerequisite for success, and your ability to accept this idea will determine whether or not you're going to be successful. The second lesson I learned is that you don't need natural talent or skill set to get rich, that this was a learnable skill. Now that was the second big aha moment, because to me, you had to be born into it, you had to sort of have it. Like, anyone ever had a friend in high school who was just a natural with girls, or vice versa, a girlfriend who was natural with boys? Anyone? Like, I had a few friends like that. One friend in particular, his name was Gonzalo. Like, he would just do nothing, and they would throw themselves at him. Just like that, and I was so jealous. And I thought that money is the same thing. You know, money was the same way, where it just kind of threw itself on people who knew how to get it. Well, guess what? That's not true. It's a skill. You do certain things in a certain way, and you make money. And the third lesson, which I was really grateful that he even put that in the book, is that if you don't have money, ideas, or a business plan, you do network marketing. That's where you get your start. Fine. I get on Google. I start Googling network marketing companies, right? I joined my first MLM. It's called Global Domains International. Ever heard of that? Anyone ever heard of that? Yep. So I obviously suck. I try to recruit my friend who told me about the Robert Kiyosaki book. He quits the next day. We don't talk for a little bit, then we talk again. So then I drop this MLM and I say, bad offer, bad company. I moved to a different company, a Global Resorts Network. Anyone ever heard of that? Captain Lou? I think so. Yeah. So it's a travel company where you can buy discounted travel. It's an expensive one. It's a $3,000 buy-in. But it's a $1,000 commission. So I'm like, yeah, I can do this. $1,000 commission, I can do this. And I failed miserably at that as well. And then I joined another one, and that doesn't work out until at some point I'm like reviewing my income reports, and I'm like making nothing, and I'm down $1,000. Where's this money going? Well, it turns out I spent money on tools, coaching, software, hosting, websites, domains. Right? Anyone here ever had that when you're set out to make more money, but instead you're like losing more money? Anyone? Everyone here should be raising their hand right now. So I kind of put 2 and 2 together, and I say, okay, when it's the gold rush, it's the ones who sell the picks and shovels that get rich. So I said, okay, I'll do affiliate marketing for the MLM crowd. And I picked up a few programs, a couple of systems, a couple of tools, and I started promoting them, right? I built a bunch of landing pages, put a bunch of links on them. I wrote 500-word articles, put them on my blog. I published then the same article on eZine Articles, got myself a star. I was an author. A broke author. I contributed to the Warrior Forum. I spent about 2 hours a day on the Warrior Forum, kind of replying to people, giving value. Anyone here, tried giving value and got absolutely nothing in return from the marketplace? I shot YouTube videos, and I would just pick a random company, random MLM, and just say, this is going to improve your results in MLM. Didn't work. I created a bunch of social media accounts. At the time, I was doing MySpace, then I moved to Facebook, and I even tried Twitter. I bought a software that would add 1,000 people to my account every day. Then I would tweet them. Then I would sit there and be like, yeah, the commission is going to roll in any second now. Of course, nothing happened. And until one point, I sold one item. And that was the best thing that ever happened to me. I sold Jonathan Budd's MLM Mastermind System. Anyone remembers that at all? No, it's way too old. So there was a $1 trial that turned into a $47 upsell, and then another one for a total of $121 commission. Can you believe that? For me, at my old job, I had to work full-time for 4 days, scrubbing toilets in that hotel. It's an actual hotel. It's called the Israel Hotel at the Dead Sea. Still there, still exists. You can check it out. I had to work for 4 days full-time in order to make that kind of money. So, what do? Anyone? Want to guess? I quit my job. And that was the dumbest thing I've done. That was literally the dumbest thing I've done. Because for the next 8 months, I locked myself in my bedroom and I tried to rinse and repeat. I thought, okay, I finally hit it. I built the momentum. So if I keep doing it, right, I'll make money. I'll make more money. Well, I spent 8 months in that room right there. Right, this is an actual house we lived in. These are not our cars, but that's the window of my bedroom where I was eating, sleeping, working. I was doing everything. I refused to go to get a day job, but nothing happened. I would post on social media, go on Warrior Forum, post articles, post videos, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Anyone ever felt like this business sometimes can remind you of a Groundhog Day where you're doing the same thing every day and nothing happens? Yeah, that's a lot like that. So then I do get a job. I start selling lottery tickets at a local store. Lottery tickets, out of all the things. I mean, do you see the irony? I was selling the biggest scam in history and I couldn't promote a single affiliate product successfully to people who are already trying to make money, which was ridiculous. So I start selling lottery tickets, but then I discover ClickBank. What I decide to do is I say, okay, maybe the MLM affiliate marketing niche is not big enough. I'll just do general affiliate marketing, right? So I'll just go wider than just MLM because I recognize there was like a micro niche within a bigger niche of people just looking to make money from home. And I get on ClickBank, and the thing about ClickBank is that there's product launches. So JVZoo, in case that you don't know, if you're brand new to the game, JVZoo is the new ClickBank. You know, all the affiliates used to go to ClickBank events and hang out with ClickBank. Now it's the JVZoo. JVZoo is the shit, okay? And we probably should give them a round of applause for taking over. Back in the day, though, ClickBank was that, and I started promoting affiliate products, and they have a more of a general angle. So I make a few dollars here and there. Again, I see proof of concept, and it's like, you know, it tickles you a little bit. You know, it just kind of teases you, but you don't get the full thing. So I make $100 every couple of weeks. I deposit those checks. I wait for 3 weeks. Man, Israel sucked in that way. 3 weeks to clear on a $100 check. That was really bad. That's why JVZoo also is great for instant commissions. Like, trust me. And so what I notice is that ClickBank products all have launches, and launches have affiliate contests. And these affiliate contests are giving away these incredible prizes, like the iPad when it just came out. To me, that was like, whoa. You know, or I've seen, I think it was Perry Belcher, or no, I think it was Frank Kern who won Perry Belcher's Cadillac. Right, so the guy actually got a car and made the most money than everyone else in the launch. Okay, I'll take that anytime. So I look at what's going on, And I noticed one commonality. It's the list. Everyone has a list. And anytime the JV manager emails everyone on the JV list, you know what they say? You made 6 sales. You're 2 sales from the 3rd place. Mail harder. Oh, and you're in the 2nd place. Make sure you keep mailing so these guys don't catch up with you. So it's like all about the mailing. So I set out to build my list, and I figured out, okay, list is where it's at. I set out to build my list, and I built one. I built a list of about 3,000 people, and I'm sure everyone here can relate. I mean, how many of you have a list, you email it, and nothing happens, or they don't open the email, or they unsubscribe, or you email them some really cool value, and they hit the spam button. Anyone had that happen to them ever? Come on. Yeah, it had. Of course. It happens to all of us. And at this point, I know that list building is the method. I just don't know how they are doing it. So I buckle down, I put on my scientist hat on, and I take a last attempt at it. I said, okay, this is it. If this doesn't work, go find something else. I'll figure it out, but this is it. I have to figure this out. And I go and I examine the emails. I get on everyone's list. I buy every product. I pick up every bonus package. I do everything. I become their best customer. I buy from everyone, and I reverse engineer their system. Who would like me to share that system with them? Say yes so I know you mean it. All right. So what I do is I test it out. I go and I say, okay, so I break it down into 5 components. There's 5 things that are always the same for each and every promotion they do, but I don't have the capacity or the resources to do all of it. So I say, okay, I'll do 2 things. I'll do 2 things out of the 5, and I'll see if it works. If I get any result, I know I'm on the right track. And it works. It works. I promoted a program called the Lazy Super Affiliate, the Deadbeat Super Affiliate by Dan Brock. Anyone recognize the name, Dan Brock? All right. Yeah, Dan is a cool kid. So Dan released this amazing product, great sales letter. I remember it now. It's a video. He wears his red robe, socks, PlayStation, feet on table, and like checks. So awesome, just the kind of products I love. So out of all the things, I decided to write an email about back pain, product that teaches how to make money online as an affiliate. I write an email about back pain. Result, I make 7 sales. 7 sales, oh my God, that's the most I've ever made. So I say, okay, let's keep mailing. I mailed the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and I mailed for a week, and I land number 13 on the 20-person leaderboard. 13, and my list is maybe less than 5,000 people at the time. I'm the same leaderboard as some of the bigger names in the industry. Wow, this is it. That was the push I needed. That was the proof that I needed. And I since perfected this system, so now I can take it, I can use it with any affiliate product and make that kind of money. So this is an inside of my JVZoo account for Michael Chaney's 7-figure franchise. I sent a total of 6,682 clicks. EPC is about $7 per click, and total commission for me, which means also for Michael as well, because he, it's a 50-50 split, is $101,155.04 off of just one email promotion. I will explain this in a minute. I will explain how I did this in a minute. So I want to, obviously screenshots are nice, but I wanted for you to hear it from Michael.
Hi, Michael Chaney here with a quick testimonial for Igor Kafitz. Now, if you think I look a little bit tired right now, there's a reason for that. Igor has sent me too many customers. It's ridiculous. He's generated for me $98,000 in profit for me, and he's made $98,000 in commissions for him. and it's exploded my business literally overnight, the amount of customers that he sent in. This guy has got incredible list firepower. You would not believe it. Honestly, I've never seen anything like this before. The way that he promoted this thing, we did a webinar together. He got masses of people on this call. His opt-in rate, get this, was over 80% of people opted in. I don't know how the hell he did it. He's got some weird-ass ninja stuff going on. Masses of people turned up on the call. Almost everybody bought the offer. It was crazy, okay? So if you need a heavy hitter on board for your launch or your promo or your webinar, you've got to get Igor on board. If you can get him, and I'm not using him again and hitting him up to send traffic for me. So seriously, Igor is a super big player. He's underground. He doesn't make a big song and dance about it. But trust me, if you want big numbers and big traffic on your promotion, you need to speak to Igor. That's it from me. I'll speak to you soon. I need to go get some sleep. Take care.
From Michael Chaney himself. So I go from this to this. This is our new home in Toronto, Canada right now. We moved in a day before I came here. That's exciting. I don't know about you, but for me, a thought of moving my family not only to a different country, not only to a much larger city and much more expensive city, while dramatically increasing the quality of our lives, is sexy. It's just a sexy thought, okay? And I really want you to see this so you can believe that you can have it. Because I've been where you are. I've been at that place where nothing happens, where I send an email and there's crickets, where I post an article and there's nothing, where I write something on my Facebook wall and no one gives a shit. But it is all temporary because you can learn the skill to get the freedom. Your list and the way you market to it is the freedom. Now, there's several challenges I'm seeing out there anytime I talk to people about this. First off, people want to give more value and not do as many promotions. They feel that that's actually two different things. Anyone can relate to that? Anyone prefers to send valuable content to the list and not promote stuff? No one? Are you all making money right now? The other challenge I'm seeing is that people are afraid to mail because they're afraid of getting unsubscribed and spam complaints. Anyone ever was afraid of that? Yes. Yeah. I still, to this day, am afraid of that because too many spam complaints, you lose your account. But the beautiful part about list building is that you can just re-import them to Sendshare, right? Now, the other challenge is people build those lists, but the lists aren't responding, so something ain't clicking there. The other challenge is writing. Anyone here just looks forward to writing their emails right now? Anyone feels that they're an amazing writer? All right, thank you. Yeah, most people hate writing. Most people think writing is a skill of the gods and that they shouldn't touch the pen and that it's just no way I'm writing an email, even though it's a simple 300, 500 word piece. Of course, the cost. Anyone is concerned with the cost of building your list today? Yep. And creativity. I mean, Omar spoke about creativity, but I find that to be, well, I don't see it. I don't see it as much. So creativity is an issue. It's also an issue for me. I actually don't create my stuff. I always steal other people's ideas, but I steal it in an ethical way. So I've put it all together into what I call an email super affiliate system. And my mission is to create 10,000 email super affiliates. That is the reason I put together this program, because to this day, being here for 10 years, I still see so many misconceptions, so many mistakes. And these mistakes are the same mistakes I've been making 10 years ago. How is that even possible with the amount of information and inspiration out there? I really don't get it. So if no one can fix this problem, I'll be the one to fix it. I would like to create 10,000 email super affiliates. Now here's how it's different. It's universally applicable. Even if you're promoting weight loss or dating or Forex or Bitcoin, doesn't matter. You can apply it universally. It's guaranteed to work. I've never seen it fail. I've honestly have never seen this particular system fail. Every single super affiliate in the room is using at least 3 out of the 5 components in this system, even if they can't consciously articulate how they're doing it. It's absolutely brand new income you do not have right now, and it lasts. It allows you to control your future. It is truly incredible. Now, here are some of the myths, some of the, I would say, excuses people come up with that supposedly get in the way of them getting this lifestyle. First one is, I don't have an income proof or social proof. Anyone ever ran into this issue? Like not promoting something or not selling it hard enough, or not even emailing the list because you don't have the proof. Come on, raise it up, you know, nice and high. Yep. It's a big issue. Another one, I don't have a list. So as if you need a special permission to build one, or you don't know where to get the subscribers. Then, if you have a list and you'd be like, yeah, but my list is different. They ain't gonna fall for this stuff, Igor. They're very sophisticated and they can see right through all this bullshit. Yeah, right. Well, another one is I'm not like you. Some people look at me and then they see a bright young man and they say, well, I'm not as young, I'm not as bright. Well, again, I broke it down. I broke it down so you don't have to. I can't write emails, another one. I mean, it's honestly the one that gets me the most, because writing emails is probably the simplest thing you can do to make money today. In fact, today more than ever, you have the ability to move other people to give you money in exchange for value that you offer with nothing but an email. It is incredible. You can literally put a PayPal link in an email and make money. That's awesome. We live in a great world right now. And the other one, of course, is I'm not technical. How many of you are not technical? All right, thanks for admitting that. The rest are supposedly super technical and, you know, got their shit together. Okay. And the last one is I don't have a lot of time to give to this every day. Anyone here is busy with a day job, busy with family, busy with commitments? Come on, I know you have families and commitments and jobs, which is why you're not making money right now. Otherwise, you have no excuse. So, my 5-step system, you better be writing this down. The first step is know thy customer. Know thy customer. Too many people here begin the marketing conversation, if they even start one, too far out. There's a huge gap between where the customer is and where you begin your marketing conversation. This gap must be bridged before you can make money. Therefore, you need to understand the customer who's right here. 2, you got to make sure you pick the right offers, the high converting offers, the offers that serve you and your list best. So there's a perfect match between your audience and the message. 3, overcome objections with framing. I'm going to explain in a minute what that means. And unless you do that, it's going to be really hard for you to make those sales. 4, a valuable bonus. Of course, you got the education on that by Omar earlier today, which was freaking amazing. And 5, deadlines and scarcity. And I'll explain why that is very important in a second. Can you let me know if you wrote this down? I see some people still taking notes. Can I move on? Not yet? Okay, cool. I'll give you 10 more seconds. So, while everyone's taking notes, show of hands if you're loving this stuff right now. Show of hands who's actually going to implement any of this once you go back home. Show of hands and a yes if you feel that it's about time something has changed in your life. Yes. So, step 1, know thy customer. People don't buy from marketers who understand marketing. They buy from people who understand them, who can show them that they understand them. What this means is that while you look at someone like me and you'd be like, oh, this guy knows marketing. The truth of the matter is the reason I am successful in this niche, in this market, is because I clearly understand what my customers are going through. That not only allows me to create superior products that create best results for them. as you've seen from the many testimonials that I showed before I started, but also it allows me to create marketing processes that are a perfect fit for where they are. So when the client decides to work with me, they feel they've made a wise, intelligent decision. They feel like this has been created specifically for them. Now, show of hands, who thinks it's going to be much easier for you to make a full-time income from home doing affiliate marketing if every sale you make feels like that to your customer? That's the only way you do it. So this is my good friend Anthony Tilley, and Anthony was doing all right when we started working together, but he wanted to take things to the next level. So I'm going to try and play this.
Hi, Anthony Tilley here, and I just wanted to make this quick video for Igor Kaifets. Thanks to Igor, my company has had a record-breaking month, and with the work that Igor and I have done together, basically my company has brought in just under $40,000 extra over and above what I usually make. So Igor, just absolutely superb with your help, and I've learned so much from you over the last few weeks, working with you. It's been absolutely superb, and really looking forward to to more going forward, and just basically breaking record month after month is what I'm looking forward to. And as I say, it's all down to you. And guys, I would say anybody who was watching this, if you were thinking of using Igor in any way, shape or form within your business, just don't think about it, just do it. Igor, thank you very much, and I look forward to continue to work with you. Cheers. Bye now.
So give Anthony a round of applause. He made an extra 40 grand in the same month. 40 grand is something that, since arriving to Canada, I learned that people don't even make in a year. And he did it in a month. Now, I seem to be out of time. Do I have the organizer's permissions to continue? I'll need at least 10, 12 more minutes. Thank you. So, step 2, pick a high converting offer. How do you do that? First off, a lot of people say, go look at the sales copy. If it's something you feel you want to buy, promote it. No, don't do that. Instead, trust the numbers. And you can't really know the numbers unless you're like the creator of the offer. So the way you find them out is, first you get on the super affiliates mailing list. So I'm sure everyone in the room right now identified the super affiliates. One of them is looking right at you. Get on their list, see what they are promoting. If they're promoting something, you bet it's proven to convert. Super affiliates don't waste their mailing dates on things that don't convert. Second, Munch Eye and seminars. Munch Eye is a service, it's a free service, it's a calendar. It's a launch calendar that tells you what's hot and what's upcoming on JVZoo. Okay, I think Omar mentioned it as well. So you definitely want to get on muncheye.com. Seminars, because a lot of times you'll find that affiliate programs, the ones that work, get talked about at the bar. So at the bar, especially the heavy hitters, if you can eavesdrop on those conversations, be like, so what you been up to lately? Oh, I just dropped an email from Michael Cheney and made 100 grand. Okay. Right, so that's a clue. And 3, private affiliate programs. Now this is something that people don't talk about, but there's many, many, many private affiliate programs out there. For example, our mutual friend, Richard Legg. When I say mutual, mine and Cheney's and probably many of you in the room. Richard Legg has a private automated webinar affiliate program that pays out, I think, $400 a sale, selling a complete done-for-you package of 10 sales funnels. It converts really well. If you have your own product and you stick the banner on the success page, you're going to be making at least another $2,000 each and every month just having that banner in that members area. I know because I've done it. In fact, I've done it 3 years ago. He's still going. He developed the webinar to be better. So private affiliate programs rock. Another private affiliate program I promoted was Daniel Levis's Email Alchemy. It's a membership site about email marketing. And that, I think we did a webinar and a 7-day promo with a replay that resulted in 168, I don't remember the exact number, but it was way over $150 per attendee to the webinar from my list. And I've only, got 150 people on the call, but that's 150 per attendee, so not bad. So here's another success story. This is my friend James Francis, and James was stuck in a situation where he needed a lot of money really, really, really fast. He got hit by a tax bill, I think, at the time. So he called me up.
Hey everyone, this is James Francis and welcome to this quick video testimonial I wanted to record for Igor K-Fits. See, I've known Igor for a very long time. I'm talking 3, 4, 5 years, and over that time I've learned a lot from him, but just recently I asked Igor to coach me for a small amount of time, okay? He had one coaching session with me, he told me a few strategies, and by implementing those strategies I've made over $13,000 cash in my account. Not I've closed that amount of money and I'm getting it next month, but I mean cash in my actual account, $13,000 in 24 hours. Okay, that is just from what Igor told me on that one call. Okay, I'm really eager to hear what he has to share with me in the future. I can't imagine the kind of results I'm going to get. If you are thinking about getting coaching from anybody, I strongly recommend you go to Igor, even above me. You know, that's how much I respect Igor and his valuable advice and knowledge and expertise as well. So go ahead, if you are thinking about having some sort of coaching or mentoring, go ahead with Igor. He is the man to go to. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Last I checked, James just purchased a Lamborghini. He traded in his Maserati that he purchased shortly after our time together. So he's living the high life, and James is an incredible marketer. So, step 3, overcome objections with framing. What is framing? You definitely want to be writing this down, guys. Frame is a way of viewing and making sense of the events that happen to us. Conflicting frames kill the sale. One with more powerful frame gets the sale. So there's really 2 sales that can happen in a sales conversation. Either the prospect sells you on why they can't buy, or you sell the prospect on why they have to buy, and you close the sale. So frames are the ways that people look at the products you promote. Frames are the ways that people look at themselves, at the world around them, at pretty much everything. That's how they make sense of everything. That's how we make sense of everything. And we have to offer the new frames that are better than prospects' original limiting frames. So if there's a frame that doesn't serve the sale, which we know the prospect has, we must offer a new frame that overcomes that, right? Oftentimes you hear the phrase, make a reason not to act the reason to act, right? This is just a frame change. That's what they're doing. So here's not a success story. This time it's not a long video. It's a school teacher, an ex-school teacher that lands on an affiliate leaderboard competition alongside with Paul Lynch. Paul Lynch is a big marketer. He's got a huge list. The guy makes hundreds of thousands of dollars anytime he promotes anything. And he lands on the same leaderboard simply because he learned how to frame his promotions. At that point in time, he did not have a large list too. Bonus. 3 rules about bonuses. It must improve clients' experience with the actual product. It can't be just an irrelevant thing completely. It has to be something relevant to what's going on. With Michael Cheney's program, what I've done is I offered 200 clicks from my list, a 30-minute coaching session with me, and a 30-day email sequence to provide the necessary content for them to post on Facebook as a part of Michael's strategy. So when I was offering this bonus, my clients knew that I went through the program. Second, it has to be an equal or greater value than the offer they're buying. So in this case, Michael Cheney actually broke this rule, and the bonus I offered was only half of the price they were paying. They were paying $2,000. I offered a bonus that was a total of $1,154. Still worked really well. And a reason why you offer it. So with this offer, what I've done is the reason why I offered the bonus was because I felt it would really enhance the experience. And I said, look, Michael is teaching you how to get traffic from Facebook. As you know, I'm not a great believer in Facebook, so instead I'm just going to give you 200 clicks from my list. Sure, my commissions, my net commissions were slightly lower than $101,000, but still nothing to sneeze at, nothing to sneeze at. So I'm not going to play this story. Just want to let you know that this guy's name is Tomer. He's a fellow Israeli who lived in New York the time he reached out to me. He was failing in life for 8 months. I started working with him. 3 months later, he's making $3,000 per month. Today, and it's been a couple of years now, he is happily married to the virtual assistant that used to be, help him in his business. They have 2 babies, or I think it's 1 baby and 1 on the way, and they've been kind of traveling between Thailand and Israel for the last couple of years. So the guy built a great new life, walked away from a corporate job thanks to the strategies I'm showing you. Give him a round of applause. He seriously deserves it. 5, scarcity. This is perhaps the most important marketing tactic I can ever show you. If it's hard to get or comes in short supply, it must be worth something. It must be worth something. Write this down. This will make you a lot of money. Write this down. If it's hard to get or comes in short supply, it must be worth something. Therefore, when you limit your bonuses, when you put deadlines on your bonuses, when you take it away, it will always be more valuable and more desirable. So you always want to limit the supply, always limit the time, and make sure it's exclusive. Another thing about affiliate marketing, that anyone can grab a link and promote it, right? Anyone right now in this room can go on JVZoo, grab a link and promote something. But if you offer a bonus with a deadline and it's an exclusive bonus to you, they can't get it anywhere else, there's a good chance you'll get that sale. So this testimonial is, it's pretty long, so I'm not going to play it either. It's from Celeste Nicholas, and she's a mom of 3, owns a full-time business, wanted to make some part-time income. I think it was 4 or 5 months after starting using the strategy, she starts making $3,000 a month, okay? And she then scales it to $8,000 per month, which is more than her offline business makes her working full-time. Now, how many of you would like to have a part-time business that makes more than a full-time business? Say yes. Yes. You got to say yes, because I have to know you're not asleep. Right, Andy? Yes. Yes. Let's just say yes for the fun of it. Yes. So this is Miles Seegers. Miles is now what we'd call a super affiliate, and I actually want to play this testimonial because it's pretty incredible.
Hey folks, it's Miles Seegers here, coming at you all the way from beautiful Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Bright sunny skies, nice warm day, and I want to give a shout out to a very good friend of mine, Mr. Igor Kafitz. I wasn't sure if I was going to go into internet marketing, because at the time, I don't know if you knew, I was a real estate investor, was doing quite well. But when the market crashed here in the US, I was starting to think about my options and to do something different. And I always had internet marketing in the back of my mind. So I said, maybe I could make a full go at doing this internet marketing thing full time. And I'm telling you something, Igor, listen, Igor, this is from the bottom of my heart, brother. If I had not found you, you had not taken the time to spend time with me and work with me, if that not had happened because of you, Igor, number one, I would not be shooting this video right now. And number two, I would not be online. Yes, I would have stopped doing real estate, but I would have went back to a day job. I get shivers when I even think about the word job. But yeah, I would have went back to corporate America, Igor. And I'm telling you something. You gave me that spark. This does work. It does work. So, Igor, I don't know if I ever shared that story with you, but I just wanted to let you know that you are a big part why I've been successful online. And you know what? I turned into not just another old affiliate. I'm not just another one of the 1,000 affiliates that, struggle and try to market online. Because of you and because of my mentor, another mentor I have, I've been able to really become an extraordinary marketer. So I just wanted to thank you, brother, from the bottom of my heart.
Give him a round of applause. This is a great marketer. You should be watching him. He's doing a lot. I think he was a part of an affiliate contest where he won a Tesla. A Tesla. How many of you would like to participate in a contest, make a shit ton of money, and win a car? Say yes. Yeah. Yeah, Miles is awesome. And this is the last case study, last video, I promise. This one is very dear to my heart. This is KJ. KJ, You just watch it.
My name's KJ Mays. I'm from the UK, in Nottingham, and I live with Megan, my partner, and our two little boys, William and George. Before I connected with Igor, I was in a job which I really didn't enjoy. The job was in construction. I was working 2 to 3 weeks at a time away from home. The worst part about it all was that I was leaving Megan at home, who at the time was heavily pregnant with our first child, Williams. Not being able to get home for 3 weeks, knowing that she's at home struggling away, made me feel extremely guilty. And I just felt like I was letting her down. I was missing Megan, I was missing my family. I just needed to get out of this job and see some sort of success.
Hi Igor, this is Celeste.
I'd seen a lot of testimonials posted by Igor's students, and I could see the success they were having.
But when I spoke with you on the phone, Igor, I could tell just how genuine you were and that you really wanted to, get me to that next level.
I didn't know where to go. I had my back against the wall. Igor Heifetz showed up and took me by the hand and just walked me towards the light.
I did quite a lot of deep research because I was extremely skeptical, but I knew it was time to start making things happen. So I jumped on a call with Igor. He answered my questions. He was concerned about my situation. Igor helped me set up a list building business, which requires me to work on it 30 minutes to an hour a day. And not only is it consistent, it's extremely scalable.
Hey KJ, how you doing, brother?
What's up, bro? How's things?
I'm just stoked. I mean, really, I'm proud. I'm just super proud of you, man.
Based on the success I've had within the coaching from Igor, I've actually managed to get a deposit together for a brand new family home, and that's made me feel extremely proud that I've been able to do that for us. There's far less stress, there's no tension anymore. We're a really happy family. Reaching out to Igor was definitely one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
Give KJ a round of applause. He not only was able to spend more time with his family. I mean, how many of you have missed those precious moments? Those important moments, the moments that you can't have back, the first step and, or being there when something happens and you had to rush from work, or you could have just been there. How many of you would like that? Say yes. KJ put a down payment with the money he made, the extra money he made. He actually did not quit his day job at the time. He was still working full time and making this money. Put a down payment on a brand new family home. How many of you could brag about that? That you made money for a new home mailing to the list. Not too many people, but he can. So, there's plenty more success stories. But are you going to be one of them? I want you to be one of them. I truly do. My mission is to create 10,000 email super affiliates. It's a big, audacious, hairy, ballsy goal, and I know I can achieve it. I know I can help you implement this system in your business and start making money. Because this system paid for my lifestyle. Going to Barcelona games and Champions League games in Europe for soccer, flying an airplane, driving Ferraris and Porsches and McLarens in Vegas. How many would like that? And not even feel it at the end of the month. How many would like that? Yes. How many of you would like to not only go and meet with other people, like-minded people that share the same passion, the same goals, but also travel and enjoy life? How many of you would like to make it to your deathbed, look back, and know you regret nothing? Say yes. So, the email super affiliate system. I've completed this puzzle for you. You don't even need that. I mean, it's just the perfect system for the affiliate marketer. The perfect system for people who would like to make 6 figures emailing their list with affiliate offers. The perfect system for people who still have not cracked the affiliate marketing code. Now, the value part, right? Everybody loves that. I know, I felt so cheesy putting it together, because I've seen other people do it. So, what I'm going to do for you is very simple. I'm going to give you the core training, lifetime access. We've already done the first module, and as soon as I'm back, I'm getting on weekly webinars to create the rest. Okay? Then I'm going to break down the full Michael Chaney campaign in Director's Cut. I'm going to go over the emails, the pages, the videos. I'm going to say why I say this, why I do that, why I offer this, and so on and so forth. Full breakdown. Who would like that? Full breakdown of the entire campaign. I will give you an email super affiliate checklist so you can check things off as you get ready for your next campaign. Who would like that? So you know you're not missing anything, so you're not screwing anything up. How many of you have done things and because you're doing it alone with no guidance and you're not even sure if you're doing it right? I know I have. That's how most of my the first 3.5 years look like. I don't want that for you. I want you to have clarity of outcome. I want you to have clarity of actions. I'm going to give you the irresistible offer blueprint. I'm going to show you how to think and what to do in order to put together bonuses and not even do the work yourself. How many of you would like that? So even if you have no content, no experience, no nothing, you have no value. Let's just hypothetically assume that, okay? You can still put together a super valuable bonus for your people, okay? And someone else will do it for you. It's brilliant. I'm going to give you the instant authority secrets. I'm going to share with you exactly the steps you must take to become an authority in whatever market you choose to be in very, very quickly. So other people look up at you, not down. So they feel it's a privilege to work with you. How many of you would like that? How many of you would like the respect and the privilege and the opportunity to help other people and have them enjoy the process and really feel good about it? How would you like them to feel good giving you money? How many of you would like that? I've been living this life and I feel very privileged because many of my clients, they are happy to give me money and I am happy to deliver the value in return. I want you to experience it. It's truly an amazing feeling. I'm also going to give you my emails, my videos, and my pages and the full rights to use them for this campaign, for the Michael Chaney campaign. Who wants that? Like the actual thing, the actual promotion, you can have it. And this is the one that by far, I mean, this has made me over $100,000, so at least it's worth that. I'm also going to give you my email subject lines, the best ones. Would like that. To double your open rate, to get more response from your list. I'm also going to give you a program I'm currently selling for $497. It's called Voice That Makes Millions. It's a program that shows you how to influence people with the power of your tonality, tempo, and the volume of your speech. So anytime you put a video or Facebook Live or a podcast out there or do a webinar, you leave nothing to chance and you create the right impression with the people who you'd like to help. How many of you would like that? Say yes. Yes. Last but not least, I'm going to give you another program that I sell for $997. It's called Webinar Millions. It's a very specific blueprint on what to say and how to say it and how to structure your webinars to successfully sell other people's products or anything for that matter. How many of you like that? This is truly amazing programs. Total value over $150,000. Obviously, you don't expect me to charge that. But even if I charged half, it'd still be pretty cool. It'd still be pretty high value. Who agrees? I know you're not going to pay that, but at least you can agree that as far as value concerned, this is good value. But I'm not going to charge that either. But what if I charge you 1/10? 1/10 of what it is valued at. That'd be a pretty cool deal. Anyone agrees? Disagrees? Yeah, obviously I'm not going to charge you that. I'm going to charge you 1/3 of 1/10, just $5,000, which is 1/20th of the money I made just with one promotion using this system. It's a really good value. I know that investors in the room can appreciate it. Now, if all this system did, if you pay this price, you pay $5,000, right? You invest $5,000, and if all the system does is makes you an extra $3,000 to $5,000 per month, part-time, would it be worth it? Raise your hand and say yes if it's worth it. Of course it's worth it. If all this system did for you was to get you 1/10 of the results I've got, or am getting, would it still be worth it? Yes, yes. If you're not raising your hand, are you even paying attention? Of course it's worth it. But best of all, if all the system does is it allows you to either retire yourself or retire your spouse, your partner. Would that be worth it to you? Yes. Say yes. Yeah, I know it, because my wife has not worked a day job in the last 8 years. And it's awesome. It's just awesome. You know, my favorite thing about wife or partner not having to work a day job is that you can have sex in the middle of the day. You don't have to wait until you get back from work. That's awesome. It really helps with the quality of the relationship. So who is this for? It's for people who value freedom over money. Any person like that in the room? Oh, yeah. It's for people who want leveraged income, not work hard income. Leverage, work smart. Yes? Yeah. It's for people who want reliable income. It's for people who don't want to chase the next sale. It's for people who want to be able to predict how much money they make this month, next month, and month after that. Would you like that? Yes. Say yes. Yes. Now, I'm not even going to ask you to commit. Just try it. Try it for 30 days. Give it a fair test drive. If it doesn't do what I say it does, just let me know. I'll buy it back from you. Fair? Who thinks that is fair? Yes, that is very fair. That is very fair. I'm giving you my best stuff, and I'm not even asking you to commit. 30 days, examine it, play with it, use it, test it. You know what? Even if you run a campaign and it actually works, and then you want to just kind of screw me over, but go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Honestly, try, don't commit. And here's something else that I want to show you. Omar and Melinda were very nice to invite me last minute to speak because, as far as I was told, Michael Cheney couldn't make it. And I really cherish this opportunity because I've been waiting for this opportunity for a very long time. I've been waiting to come out and inspire people to become email super affiliates, and I never had the platform. They gave me this platform. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you very much, guys. And because of that, because I know that they care about the results you get and the experience you have this seminar, and to also reward you for actually coming here, for not staying in front of a TV, not binge watching Game of Thrones or whatever. You're here, you're learning, you're investing in yourself, and you're improving. You're working towards a better outcome, a better life. I'd like to reward you with a $3,000 tuition towards your success today. This means, for everyone in this room, for as long as I'm in this room, you get a $3,000 tuition towards your success, and you don't pay $5, you pay $19.97. Who thinks that's cool? Yes. But wait. I got the ultimate bonus, and Omar is going to be so proud of me for doing this. I'm going to give you an ethical bribe to invest in the email super affiliate system right now. For the next 5 people to head over to that table, which I'm going to be heading over there as well to answer your questions, I'm going to personally overlook your affiliate campaign by you sending me the material, shooting your videos or your scripts, your emails, and I will personally review them and give you my feedback and the do's and don'ts, the good and the bad, and the suggestions on how to improve it. So by the time you start mailing, your chances of success are right here and not right here. How about that? Who wants that? Raise your hand and say yes. So I'm heading to the back of the room. You're welcome to follow me, and I'll answer any of your questions over there. Thank you very much. I'm done. Thank you for watching my presentation, and I hope you've got lots of value out of it, just like the attendees who paid hundreds of dollars to be in the room and watch me share this information live. If you would like to get the same opportunity I presented to the attendees at this seminar to grab my 5-step system to becoming an email super affiliate, all you have to do is just click the link you see below right now, and I've created a special page where you can still take advantage of the special offer I've announced during this presentation, because I feel it's only fair to you for you to have this opportunity even if you did not have a chance to fly out to Orlando and see me present live. Now, with that said, thank you so very much for giving me your time and attention today, and I hope that you and I will work together in the near future and I can help you, just like I've helped all these other people, to live life on your own terms and be your own boss.